your loved ones, it's all going to be on a whole nother stratosphere. It's time to stay focused.
The spirit of Detroit.
I need no introduction. This is Spirit of Detroit Podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome one, welcome all, welcome in. I am joined today by Walter Stringer of Detroit Lions Avenue, and we are getting in today what seems like an easy game. Walt, would you agree? It seems like an easy game. I think your mic is muted. I don't know, but it seems like an easy game. You there? Well, your mic wasn't muted. It's just not no sound. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Are you ready to be jogging off? I mean, jogging off. Oh, yeah. I am ready to jog off. What you think, Walter? Oh, no sound from Walter. That sucks, man. You're the star of the show, man. I don't know what's going on with Walter. Just pop out and pop back in, Walt. But look, this is what I'm gonna say. Now I'm gonna say this: the hardest part of this game is not actually in the lines. Oh, there you are. There you are.
You got me now?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right, I'm in the building now.
Okay, I'm gonna say this before you go. The hardest part of this game is not the game. It's getting through the next 11 days. The next 11 days are going to be probably the toughest. We got 11 weeks of the season left, for real. And that goes all the way to the Super Bowl. We got 11 weeks. This is from now on, from here on out, especially these next 3 games, it's about attrition. It's about focus. It's about endurance. Okay? Because the Jags next week, they have a bye. We do not have any more byes up until the playoffs. So this next 3 games is a big pivotal moment. We just got to get through here healthy. No Kirby Joseph issues, no Chamo issues, no nothing, no golf issue. We just got to play the game. What do you think, Walt?
No, I agree 100%. I think this team right now, they're completely locked in. Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, they're like one united coach. I don't think it's been a very long time since we've seen a coaching staff like this, that's this connected, that's been together this long, that literally started out, cut their teeth together. Like Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, and Dan Campbell together cut their teeth. You know, and they went through the struggles with each other. Year one, we had the issues with, what was his name that was here? Head coach, used to be the head coach of the Chargers, Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn had his issues with the offense. Things weren't going well, despite the fact that, they did have a severe lack of talent, I think, in year one. But Aaron Glenn was removed of his duties. Ben Johnson took over. Rest is history. Aaron Glenn started slow, had to make the best of what he had early on. They took care of the offense via the NFL draft. Now, second half of this, he's getting his players. He's got his DBs now. He's got his safeties. He's got his edge rushers before they got hurt. He's got his defensive linemen. I mean, this is a team that, and more than anything else, they're used to winning. Now, this core right here, we're not talking about, even though Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown were the 2 OGs who were here from day one of the rebuild, but the core overall, all they know is winning. Like Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, all they know is winning from last year. So Dan Campbell has them so wired to win. I don't see them giving up any games late. People talk about what if it gets to a point where they're 14-1 and maybe the NFC's wrapped up because the Eagles have 4 losses or the Commanders have two or three, well, 3 or 4 losses. I don't think they're wired for that. I think Dan Campbell, especially if they have the opportunity to potentially step on Green Bay's neck down the stretch, or, week 18, you're talking about Minnesota, more than likely they're going to be competing for that 6th spot, that 7th spot. You think they don't want to step on their throats? This is a team, and you're talking about these next 3 games. Okay, Jacksonville, we feel like even if it's not a blowout, even if it doesn't turn into 45-8, it could be 20-10 more than anything else. And like I told Ashanti this morning on our show, we want to get out of there with a win. I don't think you want to get wrapped up in trying to be cute, trying to be pretty. Oh, this is a game to pad stats. Like, when you go out there with that mindset as another team, we're going to pad stats against another team, that's disrespectful. And then that's how players get hurt.
Yeah.
People talking about golf throwing for 400 and this and that. You don't want golf. Golf hasn't been dropping back 35 times the last few weeks. Why start it now?
Yeah.
Against Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker and all them.
Yeah.
You play cute, you get disrespectful, and the game will disrespect you. I want to see them get out of there with a win. I don't care how it happens. I don't want to see a bunch of turnovers and no crazy shit like that, or anything close to what we saw last Sunday against Houston. But I want to see a solid win. Go out there. Jacksonville shouldn't crack 20 on you.
Mm-hmm.
Being honest about it, they probably shouldn't crack 14.
Yeah.
This should be a business-like, workman-like victory. Run the football, paper cut, dominate the time of possession. You already know with Trevor Lawrence not being out there, that pretty much takes away the vertical threat of that offense. So everything is going to be underneath. You can squat more, you can blitz more, you can condense the field, and with the way the defense been playing too against this type of quarterback right now, and then you look at the injury issue Jacksonville has, boy, boy, they could really suffocate Jacksonville, man.
Yeah.
When was the last time Jacksonville even beat us? I think, wasn't Stafford 2-0 against Jacksonville too? And then we blew them out. Was it last season or the season before that we blew them out?
The all-time stats against Jacksonville are really, really good for us. Like 9-1, like it's insane.
I remember Scott Mitchell and them blew them boys out with Herman Moore. Like, we've been beating Jacksonville bad for a while though.
I think I was 2 years old back there, but Here
you go, dating yourself, man. Dating yourself.
But I'm gonna get into this, man, because the team summary is not good, man. It's just like, they've had a disappointing start to the season, and they're trying to improve their record to 3-8. Obviously, we know that's not going to happen. Okay, but they're going to do it against a Lions team that has barely lost at home in the last 20 games. So that's a tall order in itself. The last 20 games, the Lions have only dropped 4 games at home. So, and I got to check myself too on that, but it's not a tall order to beat Detroit at home. It's not a tall order. I'm a fact check myself, but I seen that stat today that this is not, first and foremost, I'm going to say it. I didn't do a pretty film study on them because it was hard to watch. Everything they do is disgusting. The plays they've run, the plays they call, everything, whether it's from Mac Jones' standpoint, whether it's from the quarterback standpoint. You can't beat the Lions at home, and then you're a bad team trying to get to 3-8 to get to your bye week so you can win the rest of the 8 games or whatever. It's not in your favor. You have some interesting takes on their quarterback, but he's not playing. He's not playing. So what do you think is going to be a key for us so we don't slip up in a trap game? I hate to use that phrase. Y'all caught me 2 weeks ago using that phrase, and I don't know. What happens with this trap game potential?
I think it's very important that they shut down a run immediately. Do not allow them to get the run going early like we did against Tennessee. despite the fact that we eventually blew the doors off the Titans, we still let the Titans get the running game going early, and they got 14 early quick points, and then we did go on to shut them out the rest of the game. But you're talking about a backup quarterback in a situation like this, Mac Jones on the road against the number 1, number 2 team in the league in the Detroit Lions. You don't want them to develop any type of early offensive success.
Right.
And the best way to do that with a backup quarterback thrown into a situation like this, like Mac Jones has been thrown into, is for them to get the run game going.
Yep.
They can get the running game going early, start gashing us, get a possession where it turns into 7, 8, 9, 11 play drive, 3 or 4 first downs on the ground. Mac Jones just makes the basic clean completions. And next thing you know, Jacksonville got a little bit of confidence. You got a situation where you're going up against Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker has 7.5 sacks himself this season. He's a handful to deal with on the perimeter, whether it's Taylor Decker or Penei Sewell. Of course, Decker didn't play last week. Penei Sewell had one of his worst games as a pro, but we expect greatness out of him. They all have those types of games, from the Jonathan Ogdens to the Tony Basellis to the Orlando Pacers of the world. It happens. But like I said, offensively, we just need to make sure we come out established what we are against them. As physical as that front seven is, as young and athletic as that front seven is for Jacksonville, they are still susceptible to the run. And we should be able to run the ball on them, especially in Devin Lloyd's his direction at will linebacker. He's a guy that still hasn't really found his footing in the NFL. I was very high on him coming out of college. Wanted the Lions to actually go after him that year. But we can run on them, and we should be able to run on them. Hands down. Establish the run offensively. Then when you look at how things need to be handled defensively, shut down the run. It's basic. Against a team like this, they're missing their franchise quarterback. They struggled offensively all season. They're bottom half in the league in passing. They're bottom half in the league in rushing attempts. They do average 4.7 yards per attempt, but they're bottom half in the league in takeaways. They're bottom half in the league in giving the ball away. And then 2 minutes and 29 seconds per possession. That's 30th in the NFL. That's with a Super Bowl winning head coach who turned Carson Wentz into an MVP candidate, then turned around and took Nick Foles to the Super Bowl and won with him. You have Trevor Lawrence over there, and I'm going to keep bringing Trevor Lawrence up because all of this shit happened on his watch. We've been talking about what's wrong with Jacksonville for so long now.
Yeah.
That's a roster that's very winnable with. You look at these last 3 losses, Vikings, Packers, Eagles. What was the common denominator in all 3 of those losses? Because Trevor Lawrence made monster throw. And I know I come down pretty tough on Trevor Lawrence, but the fact is the talent is there. He got it in him. He definitely has it in him. I watched him against Philly make monster throw after monster throw. Problem is, it comes when the team is already down by 17. He's a habitual late starter. And when your quarterback is always so damn hot and cold and he's off completely for an entire half, you can't be a consistent starter, a winnable starter in the NFL being off for entire halves.
He's a reflection. He's a reflection of Jacksonville in a nutshell. They go from one of the best teams in the league, almost going to the Super Bowl a couple years ago with the Jacksonville and all this stuff. That seems like so long ago. That seems like 18 years ago. It's a long way from 2019.
Listen,
you get
under
Urban
him
Meyer there. You get Urban Meyer. You just destroy the whole culture. Now you said under him what? Under him what?
3-14, 9-8, 9-8, 2-8 this season. Now we give him a complete washout for year 1 because Urban Meyer was just bad for that situation. He was toxic for his development. We gave him a mulligan for that. So even if you remove the 3-14 from his record, which you can't remove it, but you're still talking about 1 game over 500, one game over 500, and now this season you 2-8. That's unacceptable, man. And that's a roster that's winnable with. I understand the offensive line hasn't been that good for him since he's been there, but he's a big, mobile, athletic quarterback, just like Josh Allen. And they run a lot of RPO with him. They give him some direct runs. They put him out there to use his legs. He has the arm to get vertical downfield.
Yeah.
He's not consistent, at least from what I've seen for him, even going back to Clemson.
Okay.
He's not consistent enough to win with.
But look,
yep.
I'm gonna say this one time. I'm gonna get big for y'all. I'm gonna get big. I'm gonna say this one time. Oh, you see my back? Oh no, that's in my basement. Oh no, that's in my basement. Anyway, look. At the end of the day, the Lions are ranked first in passer rating allowed, first in third down defense, second in pass TDs allowed, sixth in rushing yards allowed, eighth in points per game allowed. Aaron Glenn has been elite. Everybody's been elite. This is not a winnable game for them. And if we lose this game, I will be mad, but I will understand because this is not the actual challenge. It's not Jacksonville. It's getting through this next season. Because this 11-game stretch with one bye week guaranteed with the first seed is I'm not saying nothing bad. I'm saying that Jacksonville is almost like a speed bump. Okay. You want to just clear the speed bump. You don't want to hurt your Ferrari, or if you got one of them real low Impalas, or I don't think they sit low anymore, not on this side of the world. But if you got this low stuff, you don't want to scrape your tires, okay? You don't want to injure nobody. Pascal's been dealing with injuries. This is a winnable game. Look at the offensive pieces that they have, okay? We look at the offensive pieces. Their most productive pieces is their tight end and their wide receiver, Thomas Jr. That's their most productive pieces. If I blow up this graphic and I show you this offensive line, the offensive line is bad. If I show you film on them, they do long developing plays to make sure he is bad. You understand?
Yep.
Why do they do these long developing plays?
Because they have a big, strong arm quarterback. You know how it go, man. Big, strong arm quarterback. But little Gabe Davis, I like Washington too. I like Washington a lot, man. He's going to be really good for them. But, Evan Ingram, Thomas Jr., he's been really good for them. He can still make it happen with what he has, man. That's the whole thing. The offensive line has been great. They've averaged either 4.7 or 4.9 yards per carry. They just don't run the ball enough. They bottom half in the league in attempts. Because, like you said, it's the long developing plays. That's why he sacks so damn much.
I'm just like, why are they throwing deep routes? It's 3rd and 5, and they throwing a deep shot. And I just can't put that film out here, man. I just can't do it. It's not interesting. It's not interesting at all. Yeah, I'm supposed to watch. No. Watching them is unbearable. Let me just say that. Their offense is unbearable. Their defense, I could watch that. I could watch Andre Cisco. I could watch the sacks they get. I could watch that. But even that is not great. Walt, can you dive in to how bad their defense is?
They on the field, dude. A subscriber said in our video earlier today, man, they're good considering the fact how long they're on the field, how much they're on the field. When your offense is only averaging 2 minutes and 29 seconds per possession, that's a lot of time that your defense is on the field, man. They on the field a lot, and for them to get as many sacks as they get, because teams will drop back and just try to throw the ball on them too. But for the amount of pressure they've been put under from that underwhelming offense, to me, they've done a pretty good job. They just haven't done a good job as far as building the interior of that defensive line and getting that taken care of. Because since Calais Campbell left, Taven Bryan, he was a guy that was a stopgap for them, even though I think Taven was a late first-round pick out of Florida, if I'm not mistaken. But they haven't really solved the physicality in the middle of that defensive line. They got players, though. I like Chad Muma. I like Trayvon Walker. We all know Josh Allen is a beast out there. He just got the bag. Andre Cisco, he's a ball hawk. Savage is a good safety. Very good safety, Darnell Savage. So they have pieces. Tyson Campbell is a good corner. Like, they have pieces they've been decent enough to win with. The offense has not held up his end of the bargain because their quarterback isn't consistent enough for them. His accuracy comes and goes all game long. He'll make a monster throw after a monster throw on one possession, then he'll just go inconsistent for 3 straight. Then they'll get away from the running game for 2 possessions. Then they'll get back to the running game and have success. Then they'll go back to Trevor playing bombs away downfield. I don't know if it's Trevor. I don't know if it's Peterson.
I think it's a combination. Because
Peterson has the cachet, though. He's won.
Yeah, well, check this out. What Peterson did for the Eagles years ago when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, not just from a standpoint of, and I'll get to my point. What Peterson did with the Eagles was he had this bombs away offense, and he had to change that for Nick Foles. And I'm surprised that if you compare Mac Jones last year with New England, and you compare, Jesus Christ, I forgot his name, Trevor Lawrence with the Jags, they're the same player. The only difference is the salary. If he comes out and says, I have 2 of the same player, I have doppelgangers, I'm going to run the same offense and put these same guys in position, and we're going to do those long developing plays. We're going to spread out the field on 3rd and 5. We're going to pass the ball deep.
I don't know. I think Trevor's production has been better than Mac's, and then Trevor is more talented now. He's way more physically talented than Mac.
Didn't they come out in the same draft?
Yeah. Yep.
And they had the same stats last season. They had the same stats. One got paid $200. He's making $55 million a year. He's up there with Goff. He's making more than Goff because Goff is taking.
That can't be possible. Because wasn't Mac benched like 3 games last season?
Exactly.
Man, I gotta check them numbers. Man. No. That can't be. That can't be right.
ESPN. I got it from ESPN. I tell you who I got it from. Nick Wright.
Or was it Gardner Minshew?
Nick Wright. They had the same stats. One got paid this amount of money, and the other got paid this amount.
Wait a minute, hold on. What the hell is Nick Wright trying to post about? Wasn't he the dude that said Trevor Lawrence was a top 10 quarterback though?
He was like, it's not working. That's what he said.
That's what he said. That's his apology. I was wrong. Like he also said Caleb was going to take the Bears to the Super Bowl. This year. Yeah.
I seen the Bears going to be 15-1. I don't see it yet. So we have all these little teams coming up, very small. We're probably going to be 11-1, most likely. But I just don't like the time. I don't like the limit. I don't like what's going on here. So when I look at this is the threat. This is the credible threat. The 24th, you have a game. Tomorrow, the 17th, you have a game. And then the 28th, you have a game. 3 games in 15 or less days.
I ain't worried.
That's the problem. You ain't worried.
We do it. Don't we do it damn near every year? For Thanksgiving? We good, man. We good.
We do it every year. But I will say, we do it every year. However, we drop one of them games every year.
I don't think they doing it. Not to these dudes right here.
Oh no, not to these dudes.
And they might to the Bears. Don't think you think the Bears? The Bears gonna get right against us, huh? Of all teams to get right against, they gonna get right against us.
Well, they fired their offensive coordinator. They have.
Man, I don't care if they fired the sous chef.
I'm just saying. Now I got to study a whole different offense. Okay, because their Bears offense, their offensive pass game coordinator got fired. So I have to study a whole different offense now because the last time he was an OC, he was with the Panthers. That's how much deep I go. While y'all talking about the Jags, I go all the way to Thanksgiving. I've already wrapped up the Indianapolis Colts. I already know what they like to do. But what I'm saying to you is this. Just get through this game. Because this is it not only sends every we can win this game. But I don't want no situation like Aiden Hutchinson to happen to McNeil or nobody. Okay? I don't want none of that. I don't want no Kirby issue. I just get through this game. This is a Hendon Hooker game. Score your points, get up 28-3, put Hendon in. If you can't put Hendon in the fourth quarter, I don't know why you keeping him around. I don't know why you just I just feel like let's get rest where we can. Let's get rest where we can. What you think?
No, I feel that because if you look at the injury report right now at the moment, you got Sam Laporta did not practice this week. He's out with a shoulder issue. Broderick Martin had a full week of practice. They still holding him out with that knee issue. Afiatu Melifonwu did not practice all week. He's out with the ankle. That's odd because
I seen him practice last week.
Yeah, but he got a DNP. Guess it was DNP for at least for Friday. His status is out. E. Mosley had a full week of practice, but still dealing with that pectoral issue. He's out. These are guys that I think if it was deeper into the season going through this, they may be ready to play, but you have to have an idea that the Jacksonville factor is in there where we haven't needed these dudes all season. Broderick, Melifonwu, and Mosley haven't given us nothing this season. And, Sam Laporta, he's still a good player, but he's kind of been like the odd guy out this season, production-wise. Everybody can't eat completely, but we haven't needed any of these guys, so why rush them back against Jacksonville?
Yeah.
I think we'll see a couple of them back probably on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Low keys against. Yeah.
I'm actually going to this game. It's going to be a salute to service game, and I'm going to be on the field. You already know I'm going to be on the field. Hey, I know y'all tried to stop this channel from growing. I know y'all did. But y'all can't.
Colin Kaepernick going to walk you out.
No.
Oh, this man is career suicide.
I'm going to be on the field. I'm going to be on the field with Dan Campbell. Make sure I get a picture with Dan. I'm going to be on the field. I'm gonna make sure I see Amon Ross, see somebody. I'm gonna see somebody. Salute the service game. He gonna shout me out. I gotta get there at 9 a.m. I gotta get there at 9 a.m. That's how look. Spirit of Detroit podcast, we doing something. I'm gonna tell Kirby. I said you was best safety in the draft. Oh, you did? I showing the video. And then guess what? We got Kirby on the podcast. The Super Bowl of the bye week. We're gonna do it, man. Look, we already got stuff coming in, 31-17. Exactly. This is not no game. Just you can't even I can't even put last week I could put together some stuff. Last week I could show you this.
Hey, wait a minute, Mark G. You talking about covering that spread or something? Cause that spread is 13.5. He got them winning by 14. I see what happened right there now. I see what happened right there.
Matter of fact, let's take a look at that because they have scored, but they just haven't scored enough. That's the crazy part about it. They can score when they want to. It's gonna be hard to watch Lions fans.
Oh, Jacksonville?
Yeah, because the Jags cannot score for whatever.
I've noticed with Trevor too. Keep going back to Trevor. When they play any legit defense this season, they were smashed. They could not do anything offensively. That loss to Minnesota made sense. I mean, that's Brian Flores' defense. Mm-hmm. So, but still, man, you lost 12-7. Like, when they need you to be the difference, you're never the difference. Mm-hmm. He was supposed to have been the difference against Philly. Couldn't come through in that last drive. Like, it's game after game of this, man. And I just don't see how they're going to manage to beat us unless we have back-to-back games like Houston, only this time we managed to lose.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Houston was a surprise, but I think we said it here. We cannot throw with them. We can't.
Well, that's stuff you can't account for. Footballs bouncing off legs and deflections, and you can't account for all that stuff.
No, I'm just saying. Oh my God, they're like bottom 20 in scoring. This is pathetic. 20-17. 18-13, 10. They haven't scored a game over.
Yep.
Wow. Well, they had one game where they had Indianapolis and they had 37-34. I should have watched that. You know what I watched? I watched the Bears, I watched the Texans, and I watched the Bills game, and it was not moving the ball. And for the life of me, I should have watched the whole season, but I only got a week to work with. They is not good. Have a nice Saturday, bro. Have a nice Saturday. Glad for stopping by, bro. Look, Spirit of Detroit, they will never see it coming. Wait, what is that in regards to? I got to get what that's in regards to, man. They'll never see it coming. Oh, you know what that's in regards to? The Applebee's commercial. They'll never see it coming. Shout out to Applebee's, proud sponsor of the Detroit Lions. Go eat at Applebee's if you're a Detroit Lion. But look, what I'm saying in terms of Jacksonville, like you said, when you have this much talent on the offense and you're not scoring points at all, and when you are scoring points, you're putting your offense is humming. And when you are scoring points, your offense is humming. But when you're bad, you're bad.
They have two number one running backs too. Tank Bigsby is out as well.
Yeah, Tank Bigsby.
Him and ETN is a nice 1-2.
And they haven't run the ball. They haven't tried to. That's the problem. Like, they got a lot of problems. Like, if I was them, I would just simplify my offense. I would work with half the field. I would develop more West Coast strategy because Peterson comes from the Chiefs. So if Peterson comes from the Chiefs, I know he knows West Coast offense. That's like the father.
That's not what his quarterback is, though. It's a talent to be able to one-step, two-step drop, make quick decisions.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the rollout. I'm talking about rollout, work with a levels concept where you have a deep, you have a shallow.
You still asking him to make too many decisions. And I'm not calling this man, I'm not trying to insult this man's intelligence like that. It's obvious since Clemson. With Deshaun Watson, I noticed that now you can argue whether that's Dabo Sweeney's problem or whatnot, but that's never been what Deshaun Watson has been. That's never been what Trevor Lawrence has been. Like, these are guys who, mainly Trevor, want to drop back and push the ball down the field. Being able to layer the football, not his strength. Touch, not his strength.
Well, good. He's not playing in this game.
Exactly. Well, he's not. But you talking about his backup who got benched 4 times last year?
Yeah, benched, picked up, benched, picked up, benched.
You're back in. Zappa, you're out. Zappa, you in. Mac, you're out.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's awful. Against the Bears, they could score. They showed some life against the Bears, but they committed to running the football.
Yeah.
You talked about their running backs. And they're going to be down to ETN. So that's going to be a passing threat for our linebackers. What do you think of ETN versus our linebackers in the past?
Well, with Mac Jones being there at quarterback, that's one less playmaker on the field because Trevor Lawrence can't make plays with his legs as well. So now you're talking about, ETN probably being Mac Jones' best friend. Yeah. They're going to want to get the ball out of Mac Jones' hands real quick, even though the Lions haven't been able to generate a lot of pressure on the perimeter. The defensive tackle play has been pretty solid this season. They've done more than their part in regards to stopping the run as well as pulling double duty and being able to be our number one pass rush on the inside. So, hey, mile marker, 301, what's going on? He was on our show earlier today, man. I mess with you, bro. You be there. So I think it's hard to really find many flaws in this game, man. Everything is set up, winnable game, just don't lose starters to injury. That's how I view it. That's exactly how I view it, man. I mean, what breaking down do we really need to do? Not to really disrespect Jacksonville like that.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
But I think they're a bad team right now. We're a really good team. We have all the matchups. Our quarterback is healthy. Our offense is top 10. Our defense is top 10. You're bottom half in the league in every single category. Your franchise quarterback isn't playing. No. You're down one of your best running backs in Tank Bigsby. Everything spells for a bad recipe for Jacksonville this week, man. Do I think it's going to be another Tennessee game where we score 50-plus points? No. But I do see us covering that 13.5 points. Yeah, I can see something where we win 30-10, something like that.
Yeah, this was going to be a get back game for Aiden Hutchinson, and I'm sorry he can't play. I'm sorry he can't play. He was going to have a get back.
I'm glad J-Mo playing. You think he might eat today? Eat tomorrow? He could have ate against Tennessee.
I think this is an Amon-Ra game, but they
Woo.
might try to switch it up. These corners ain't good to me. Like none of this stuff is good. They on the field so much. Everybody's on the field so much.
Yeah.
Like the defense, like it's three. It's funny. They don't show no fight. They just go 3 and out.
They play a lot of man too. That's why when I look at these grades, it's like, okay, the Cornell 63 for Tyson and 61 over there for Darby, but they play a lot of man. Like it's very demanding playing a lot of man in that defense because they blitz a lot too. They got those edge rushers out there. So I kind of, when I grade Jacksonville corners, kind of grade them on the curve because they are asked to play a lot of man.
Mm-hmm. The big concern for me is just getting out of this game. Because like I said, for my people who just joined in, this is the real core of what I'm talking about.
Coach.
We have 3 games in 15 days, right? This is what I want. I want us to get out there healthy and put Hendon Hooker in at the fourth quarter. Put Hendon Hooker in at the fourth quarter. I want to see backups. I want
Jake Fromm. I want to see.
I want to see Jake Fromm. I don't want to see no one. I don't want to see. Look, just put up your 28-3. They're not gonna get up. They're not gonna get back. I'm just telling you that. Put up your 28-3. The only problem with this game I'm seeing, the only problem is attrition. That's it. We just got to make it through these next 11 weeks. If you time that 11 weeks, going to New Orleans. And that's what we believe here on Spirit Detroit Podcast. We're going to New Orleans. There's no reason. We've seen them blow out teams. We've seen them come back 28.
Boy, we're going to have fun them 2 weeks.
Man,
prepping for that game, boy.
Yeah, shoot, I gotta hit on one of my coins, man. I gotta hit on one of my coins. Get it popping. I'll be out there. I'll hit on one of them coins. I see. I'll go to New Orleans. That's what we'll do. But the game is not the issue. Because the team is so trash. Like they're so bad. They're so bad, bro. I will say this about their offensive line. I think they're just tired. I don't think these scores give them justice. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's not the slide. That's the slide. I will say their worst offensive linemen. Their pressure comes from the inside. I don't know if I write on this. I don't know if y'all can see it. So if I write, can you see that? If I write on that? Probably not. But anyway, can't do the writer today. But I would say their right guard is solid, but their right tackle is not. And that shows on film that he's getting sacked from the right tackle and he's getting sacked from the inside. They get pressure in the pocket from 2 different angles. So that right tackle and that left guard is just amazing that it's bad. It's this bad. I didn't think it would get this bad in all my time. I didn't think they would be so bad that they're unwatchable. Like you watch film of this team and they're not good at anything. Like not good at nothing.
And like you said, they don't get the ball out quick enough. How in the hell are you offensively 26th in pass attempts and 26th in rushing attempts?
That's what I'm saying.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. No, I don't want to give them credit where they know there's no credit due. 2 minutes and 29 seconds per drive, 30th in the NFL.
They just
with all of that talent, that's what you have offensively, man.
You don't
out of a $200 million quarterback.
You don't go for it on fourth. You don't try to go for it. You just leave. That's all you do.
Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne, and you're 26th in the league in attempts.
You know what they need? They need grit. And I say this.
Dan Campbell gonna leave and go kickstart Trevor's career.
No. God, no. I just think
Johnson.
They need to run the ball. They need to run the ball and dedicate themselves to the run. And
They'll never do that.
Yeah, Houston dedicated themselves to the run.
Yeah, but they're dedicated. It's that feeling. You know how when Stafford was here, when Stafford had Calvin Johnson, Stafford had Golden Tate, Stafford had Nate Burleson. You knew as long as Stafford was here with that right arm, we was going to always be a pass team first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what the feeling is with Jacksonville. As long as Jacksonville has Trevor Lawrence, they're going to throw the ball first. But they're not. All of these things to me point towards also poor play calling.
Yeah.
With all of that talent offensively, even if the offensive line isn't great, we've seen offenses with a lot of talent on the perimeter and that quarterback with poor offensive line still be able to score points, still be able to generate points. That comes back to the actual play calling. And as you mentioned, get the ball out of Trevor Lawrence's hands a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
get more creative in the run game. If your offensive line talent man for man isn't that good, okay, get more duo going. More
okay.
double teams. Get guys out pulling, like get guys in position where they can make plays for you offensively. Problem is these dudes don't coach. It's sad that we can sit back and we can see these things that are easily fixable, and they don't do it. You watch these same teams go out there every Sunday, compete, and they just beat their heads against the wall doing the same game plan over and over and over again.
Yeah. You're bottom 10 in passing yards per game. You're bottom 10 in rushing yards per game. You're bottom 10 in points scored per game. Like, the only teams worse than you in all these statistical categories are Carolina, Cleveland, New York Giants, Miami. It shows me if you remove Miami because they had a situation.
Oh, don't do them like that, dog.
I'm
Don't
just,
do
I'm,
them like don't do them like that, dog.
if you remove Miami, every other team is terrible, awful. Cleveland, awful. And let's just look at who's better than you. Denver.
But what does that say about Jacksonville?
Dallas.
If you're Jacksonville, what does that say about you when you look in the mirror? All of those other teams have quarterback problems.
Woo!
So when you look in the mirror, wait a minute, Cleveland and Deshaun Watson and Miami with Tua, even though even concussion issues aside, I think there's still a lot of questions about whether or not Tua can get things going long term for them. Carolina, Bryce Young and Andy Dalton. Your Jacksonville with a brand new minted $200 million quarterback who's in the prime years of his career, and you in the same boat with those teams. I'm just saying, man.
You in the same boat. You in the same boat with a team that's thinking about taking Shadir Sanders' #1 pick.
And your quarterback is 5 years deep. And you're in the same boat with Bryce Young and Andy Dalton.
$55 million a year.
Deshaun Watson is ruined in Cleveland. You're in the same boat with them. And they have a better record.
It's not good, bro.
I mean, I get it. They had to pay him. I wouldn't have envied being in Jacksonville's position, though. Like, I get why they paid him. I mean, he is a big-time talented player. And what are you going to do? Trade him, get rid of him, and then start over with who? Carson Beck? Or you? I mean, I get the fact that they were kind of, their hands were tied. But I would have bargained a little bit. We would have had to been on some sort of bargain tip, bro. Even though I do understand it's Trevor Lawrence. He was the #1 overall pick. He has a playoff win to his credit. He's right at the beginning prime years of his career. And this is his first real contract. Not that rookie contract, but the first big money contract. So you're kind of entitled to pay him that money. But man, to know that you're just stuck with ineptitude, unless the light just goes off with Trevor, and Trevor could be one of those players where the light goes off year 6, year 7. He does something a little different this next offseason. He goes out, he works with Tom Brady, he lives with Brady all summer or something like that. Something could happen. I want to see it happen because I do think he's a very talented player. But right now, man, if we look back the history of the quarterback position, the all-time greats, the guys that were deemed as that guy coming out of high school, coming out of college, the guys that turned out to be that guy, they were that guy from day one.
Yeah.
Like Luck was the man. Luck was the man in Indianapolis. He took them to the playoffs as a rookie. He took that team from 1-15 the prior year to the playoffs the very next year.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this. Last week was a hard-fought game. Last week, they did something incredible. The Vikings, the best team in the league.
Hey.
The Vikings knocked the Vikings down. What, 12? No, it was 12
12 to
to
7.
7.
Yeah.
12 to 7. So they was in a dogfight with the Vikings forever. Okay? In that game, your defense showed. Darnell Savage showed. Everybody showed up. Your offense didn't show up. And that's the point, and that's literally the whole point of the game. So look, it's like Tennessee when they played the Bears. The Tennessee Titans defense scored more points than the Tennessee Titans offense, and they still lost the game. So you're telling me this defense, even if they play well, tremendously well, like if they shut out the Lions in the first 3 possessions, and we got tricks for Mon and all this other stuff, we're going to shut you down. That offense is going to go out there and not produce, not do anything, and capitalize on the Lions' mistakes. The Lions could literally come out there and put up a stinker like last week. However you feel about it, it was a stinker. It was a great, miraculous comeback win that brought in a lot of people. A lot of people now believe in the Lions because we can blow you out. We can play smash mouth. We can do whatever we want to do. But now, to contextualize this for simplicity, the Jacksonville Jaguars can do everything right and still freaking lose. They got the backup quarterback, lose. They got the best defense. They hold George Jefferson. They hold Jefferson to like
George Jefferson.
They hold Jefferson to nothing. Still lose. They had 12 to 7. You know the Lions offense.
Yeah.
They can come out like they did in Tampa Bay and try to overdo everything and get overzealous. But if you look at that Tampa Bay game, we had more yards. We had double everything. Rushing yards, passing yards. In every statistical category, we're better except third down. Now we're like top 5 in third down efficiency. And Jacksonville, for the life of me, no matter how good you play, you cannot win this game. It's no point to it. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish I had film to show y'all, but y'all will be equally as bored with this game. I'm more interested in Chicago, and I'm more interested in Indianapolis than this game. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to go over a few stats, man, to like really give people a nice framing of what's really going on. As bad as Jacksonville has been overall across the board, offensively, defensively, play calling wise, players regressing, you talking about time of possession. Detroit has been completely at the other end of the spectrum. You're looking at offense, number 2 in the league in points scored, number 8 in the league in points given up. Top 10 in both. Great. We 3rd in the league in defensively in touchdowns given up. Great. 18 thrown on offense. We're 2nd in the league in interceptions on defense. Everything that we do extremely well, Jacksonville is
okay.
Let me put it like this.
Okay.
Us, for Jacksonville, we are the blindfold and the cigarette.
What does that mean?
We're the execution. we are the proverbial blindfold and the cigarette. That's what we are for them right now.
I don't know what that means.
Man, you better live, man.
Okay.
Execution. You better live, man. Watch some movies, man. Execution. Person sitting in the chair, blindfolded. Give him the cigarette. All that stuff is the proverbial blindfold and the cigarette.
So it's like Taken.
The execution.
Okay. Like the movie Taken?
It's like being walked. It's like being walked to the electric chair.
Jesus.
This ain't looking good for Jacksonville, man. This ain't looking good. If Packers, Bears, and Vikings fans looking for a week to gloat on us, if they got their memes ready, because they had their memes ready for us in the against Houston. Oh, at halftime, man, they was killing us, boy. They couldn't wait, boy. Halftime against Houston, we was down 23-7. Oh yeah,
I want
social
to shout
media was
out.
having fun with us.
Yeah, I want to shout out Man Beast Morris, man. He's one of the original pioneers of this space. Yeah, I grew up listening to him. 2011, I grew up listening to Motor City Sports Talk. Him before there was anybody, there was Man Beast and the legendary rants of Man Beast Morris. So shout out to Man Beast Morris, man.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, appreciate
Thanks
you,
for
man.
listening too.
Yeah, absolutely. Man Beast Morris is a winner. That's a good channel right there. And he don't post a lot, but when he posts, it's worthy video. So shout out to Man Beast, man. That's the original king. Him, King. Uh, he inspired a lot of people, bro. Like him, he inspired. Like he's an OG. Like him, Luke G, King. All the people you listen to come from him and Motor City. So if you listen to Dion, he comes from Man Beast. Like everybody's an offshoot. I'm an offshoot of There Goes Mobby. I'm an offshoot. I'm like one of his one of his what do you call that? I don't know. His followers that became, I guess,
His talent tree.
Yeah, his talent tree. The people that inspired. Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Man Beast, bro. But he inspired this dude. It was only him and Motor City. It was only two people, bro. And
Damn,
he was one of the first with StreamYard. I'm talking 2011. Okay, this dude was doing it, bro. But go ahead, what you saying? I'm sorry.
No, I said that score he got up there don't look that close.
That
He
look
said
like
it's
hit
gonna
the
be
hooker
closer.
bag.
It's gonna be closer, 37-10. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough outgoing, man, for them boys. I just think that Detroit is the buzzsaw right now.
You so violent, man. You
I'm
so
just
violent.
saying, man. I'm just saying they not, man. Campbell ain't playing around. Campbell ain't playing around with these boys. They used to winning. That's the whole thing. That's why it's gonna be hard for this team. One thing we haven't seen is them go through. That's what's up, brother. The one thing we haven't seen this team go through since probably the second half of year two, because we've been kicking ass since year two. The second half of year two, we went on the stretch. We won, 8 of the last 9, I think. 8 of the last 10, something like that. Then we knocked off Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay last game of the season. This core right here together, they don't know anything but winning. That's the whole thing. And when you've been wired to win, your head coach, Dan Campbell, your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, and your offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, they went through the losing early together, so this core players don't have to. Like, this is a team built in a fashion that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. The only comparison you can rationally make is maybe the early 90s Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Difference is our owner stays out of everything. They just want to win. They let the GM do his job. They let the head coach do his job. They have a culture instilled. We haven't seen. Now, are we going to win multiple rings? That's neither here nor there. That's going to be developed later on. But we've never seen a team built like this. And they're built to sustain what they have.
Look.
That's why, we go back to the trade deadline. People wanted Max Crosby. They wanted Trey Hendrickson. They wanted Myles Garrett. They wanted to dump all of those draft picks for one of those players. What the hell for? You can make the actual. You can make the case that this draft right here, Terrion Arnold, this draft may be the only draft class where we can walk away from year one saying, okay, there's still question marks. We know nothing about Manu. Vaki, we haven't honestly needed him this season. Like, we've been so good, we haven't needed him. Rakestraw is pretty much a role player right now. Terrion has been hit or miss on a game-to-game basis. So Mekhi Wingo's been decent when he's been in there, but not to say that this draft class is a failure, because I don't think it's a failure by any means whatsoever. I think we got at least 3, 4, maybe 4 guys out of this class who are going to be long-term contributors. But when you're talking about getting Brian Branch and getting St. Brown and getting Panay Sewell and getting Aiden Hutchinson and getting Jack Campbell, who's played a whole lot better this season, this draft class right here kind of pales in comparison to that. But I do think we got some good players out of this class, man. We're unique.
Yeah,
we're built to last, man. And not too many teams out there can say that right now. Nobody can honestly say that other than the Chiefs.
Yeah. Oh snap! I forgot this today's sponsor. This look, I'm telling you, look, they so bad that that you just want to move on. I've been looking at the Bears. I've been looking at Indianapolis. I, my wife had to remind me, "Ain't you going to the game this week?" Oh yeah, the salute to service. Yeah.
How much better are the other two teams? I mean, the Colts aren't that bad, but the quarterback position has been inconsistent for them. They got a decent offensive line, good running game, nice wide receivers. They play hard defense. We should still be able to score against them.
I got something special for the Bears game. I got something special. You're gonna like it. I don't know if you're gonna watch or you're gonna be on the show, but you're gonna like it. I got a whole song for the Bears. It's not even rap. It's pop music. It's a pop music. Okay. I'm only saying 3 words. Okay. I guarantee you it's pop music. I'm making pop music now. Like people who like the Bears, we call them poor. Okay.
Oh, wow. What's funny about the Bears fans, man? Because I listen. Yeah. Trust me, I listen to Bears radio. I listen to Packers radio, Vikings radio. With all the crap that the Bears fans talk about us, behind closed doors, they plotting on Ben Johnson. Yeah. So y'all secretly want to be us.
Yeah.
Y'all secretly want to be us. You want to be us, but just don't know how to ask. That's all it is. It's cool. It's cool though. It's fine, man. We ain't playing around with these cats this year. I don't think we give in a game to the Bears. I think Thanksgiving might be the worst game out of these 3. Jacksonville might jump up and compete a little bit with us. I think that Bears game, man, with Caleb and how ragtag that offense is, how inconsistent he been, he still doesn't understand how to let a play die. He gonna mess around and get himself hurt out there, honestly. And this whole Adunze run around until you finally sit down in a open zone and just catch a comeback, that's not gonna keep working against everybody, man. It's not.
Yeah.
Detroit, buzzsaw. It's rough. That Buffalo game might be our toughest game. I think we owe San Francisco one too. Week 17. Now Buffalo.
No, let me tell you something. If we can get through these 3 games, stretch, I'm telling you, there's no one stopping us. Because 3 games in 11 days, just one game alone takes so much energy out of a team. If we go 3-0 in this 3-game stretch, and then we finally have a week of recuperation. Oh, my bad. We have a week of recuperation. It's over with. Because our next bye is going to be the playoffs. We're the number 1 seed. Every team that is in that fold is bad. They're not as good as us, not as capable. Washington Commanders, very young.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles, you don't know where they're going to be at. You don't know where they're going to end up. Atlanta, they win a couple of games, they lose a couple of games. They're not a solid product. Tampa, you just don't know. Minnesota, what happened to Minnesota?
That was your team, my baby.
That was not my team.
That was your team. You said that was the biggest threat, boy.
I said, no. You asked me a question. Who's the biggest threat in the North? And I answered the question, the Vikings. You don't think Green Bay? I don't think Green Bay is a threat at all, bro. And you said, man, you
said Minnesota. That was your team.
That was not my. Don't put that on me.
You said it. You said it.
I said the biggest threat to the.
You said they was the 50 Cent to our Ja Rule.
No.
He called us Ja Rule, y'all.
No, I did not. I swear I did. I swear.
No, I'm just BSing around, man. But
canceled.
No, I just think that, dude. Do teams even take Do they even take the team bus anymore? Because I was thinking about this the other day. Because you looking at that Indianapolis game. After that Indianapolis game, we got a stretch of 6 weeks where we don't travel past Indianapolis. We go to the Bears. We got Buffalo at home. We got a really good opportunity to get healthy.
Yeah.
Not having to travel. And I remember Ted Raff brought that up on the Lions podcast we did a couple weeks ago. When you got the guys that are injured and you have the ability to stay at home and not have to fly and have a stretch of 4, we got 5 straight weeks, 5 straight games at home or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It helps out tremendously.
No.
It helps out tremendously, man. We're going to be good.
And this is what our first home game of the last 3 weeks because we've been on the road for 3 weeks. Been at Green Bay, been at Minnesota, been at
Hmm.
Houston. This is our last home game 3 weeks, and we've been at Dallas. Like we had a lot of away games, and we performed. And I already know we're gonna perform well on the road. But being at home, coming home, playing Jacksonville, then going on, you know, I think Indianapolis comes here. I believe. No, we go to
No,
there.
we go to Indianapolis.
So now we go to Indianapolis, and their biggest threat, wide receiver wise, probably Nelson, not Nelson. I call him Jordy Nelson.
Pittman,
Jordy, my bad. No, it's not even Pittman. I would say
Josh
14.
Downs,
I like 14.
was it Pierce?
Yeah, Pierce. I like Pierce a lot.
Man, you love you some Pierce, man.
Pierce is going. Pierce is going to cook Arnold.
Oh, here you go. Here
I'm
you
just
go. Doug. He gonna cook Arnold.
He's going to cook Arnold, bro. Pierce, Arnold.
Oh man, here you go, man.
He gonna get left behind. Look. I'm just saying. Hey, look. I'll be predicting this stuff. Arnold gonna get left. I'm just telling you. I don't know who the quarterback gonna throw it to, but he gonna get beat. He's got Pickens right here. He's got Pierce right here. Who's the quarterback? I don't know. I don't know that week. I don't know.
Man, listen, I will say this. Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Chicago, you talking about all same starts. 1 o'clock, 12:30. So there's no weird 4 p.m. or 8:15 start thrown in there until after the Bears game. November 28th, Thanksgiving. You talking about December 5th, we got that 8:15 game. Packers gotta come here. Thursday night. Then you talking about host Buffalo, at Chicago, at Frisco, come back home to smash Minnesota. So they set up down the stretch, man. It would remember before the season started and people was talking about the possibility of this team going 15-1.
Yeah.
And I said it myself, that's disrespectful. That schedule is way too tough to just disrespect all the teams on it like that. 15-1 is tough. I thought Chicago was going to be a little bit better than what they turned out to be. I didn't think Dallas was going to have the bottom fall out the way they had the bottom fall out. Didn't think Washington was going to jump up and be what they've been. I had a feeling Atlanta was going to be decent. But every team in that division is just so heckling and jive anyway. Like they look Atlanta, some weeks Atlanta looks like a big time threat, possibly. Next week they don't. Yeah, but it's possible, bro. Like 15-1 is really possible.
Yeah. Like, yeah, 15. It would be no.
I mean 16, yeah, 16-1 would be very well possible. I didn't think it was at the beginning of the season, but you know, looking at the schedule down the stretch, man, it's Jacksonville. We should be favored in every game the rest of the season. The only game I think Vegas may make us underdogs in, depending on what Buffalo does. No, I think Buffalo, especially if Buffalo beats Kansas City tomorrow, and Buffalo handles their business. Vegas may make Buffalo the favorites.
San Francisco, though.
You think we'd be underdogs in that game?
We go to San Fran.
Yeah, but unless Vegas is playing a game with y'all money, because they won't play one game with mine, there's no reason Frisco should rationally be favored over Detroit. What have we seen from Frisco this season that makes anybody believe they're better than Detroit?
No one believes that. I'm just saying they got healthy and they at home. You're gonna get the minus 300 because they at home.
I'm saying this: if we are favored, I think they're gonna give them a ton of respect. It'll open up at like minus 2.5 or something. Maybe minus 3, and then by the time the game comes to play, if Frisco got a little bit of health going in their favor, I could see Detroit maybe being favored by 1.5.
The Lions beat Frisco. You can consider the season over because all these teams we face up until now have been playoff teams. Up until this week.
Yeah, even Arizona. Listen, technically they in the race right now, ain't they? They was what, 5-4?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The Rams under 500 right now.
Yeah, they was at the top. Yeah, they was at the top.
Seattle having problems.
Remember, everybody was mad. The schedule. Oh, the schedule, the early bye week. I'm nervous. 10-7.
We all was though, cause that's a long. Don't act like you was just so confident now, man.
We don't do that on this channel. We don't say 12-5. We don't do that on this channel. Like, well, okay, we'll say these are all nice games. I believe the Lions are going to be 17-0. 17-0. You know, we say that, but I don't go actively like 34-16 Houston.
No, that's
if I did it, you got to pull it up. You got to show.
No, but I mean, what did you have their record? I don't remember what you had the record being though.
I had the record playoffs.
No, you gave a record now. No, you gave a record now. Man, you had them at 10 wins. You and Darcy.
No, God.
You and Darcy.
No, bro. Don't put me in with that. No, bro. 10 wins. That's no, bro. No, God.
Oh, yeah, I see it. No, I see it. I see it.
10-7. You can't even make the playoffs. That you can't even go, man. Home field advantage, man. That's all we want. And on that note, we're gonna close it out with some picks. What's your pick for this game? What's like because I got 37-10, just like Man Beast. I'm gonna go in with Man Beast, the legend. I'm gonna go in with Man Beast, and damn, I'm just if the Lions somehow don't do this, lose this game, that'd blow my mind. I'd be upset, but I wouldn't even care, bro. I wouldn't even care, bro. There's more stuff. There's more pressing stuff in the world. Okay, we about to go to the Super Bowl. Okay, we gotta. You drop one game, okay. But what do you think?
I got 34-14. I'm gonna just give them a little bit of respect. Just the fact that they are an NFL team. Tennessee scored 14 on us. I had Tennessee scoring 9 actually. And they ended up scoring 14 points. So it's an NFL game. Things happen, man. A kick return here, a long return downfield sets up Jacksonville in Lions territory. They get an easy touchdown here and there. It can happen. So I'm gonna go with 34-14 Detroit. I think they cover the spread. Yeah, for sure. And I think it's gonna be very workmanlike. You know how a team can win 34-14. Or like your boy Beast had up there, he had 37-10, but it still feel like, yeah, we could have did better. Yeah, Man Beast had 37-10. We can beat Jacksonville 37-10 and people still walk away complaining about stuff.
Yeah, like the pass rush. Like if you don't get 4 sacks. Like
against Mac?
You get 4. Well, you might get 4 sacks and still poop on your pants. You poop on your pants.
Who's their emergency quarterback, man?
I know. It's Jesus Christ himself.
Low key, is it Blake Bortles? I thought is Bortles back there? He's with one of them. I thought he was with one of them damn teams in the South.
I forgot. Yeah, Bortles. Yeah, he with a podcast now. He's with a podcast.
Him and Michael Parsons. We quit the NFL to follow our podcast dreams.
Man, it's so bad, bro. The NFL is so bad this year. The Lions are great at the right time.
Oh, yeah.
Lions are great. Shout out to you guys for coming in. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, obviously, just stay tuned to the page, I guess, because y'all don't travel. I don't click no links. But Walt, tell them where they can find you. Tell them where they can find your channel, and man, just I don't know, just shout you out, man.
Jump on YouTube, Lions Avenue. Type that in, Lions Avenue. Handle is at Lions_80, not _80. At Lions Avenue 80.
Yeah, I normally do an hour and 30 minutes with this show, but come on, it's the Jaguars, bro. The Jags.
Hour and 10.
Hour and 10. We gotta. I got a big day tomorrow. I'm gonna be on the field. I got a big day. I'll be holding the flag. Walk out with the American flag.
Just don't take a knee. Don't take no knees, man. I don't want it over before it gets started now.
Oh man. My plan is to be seen, not felt. Okay, my plan is to be seen and not felt.
Boo!
Okay? No, I'll take no flat. No,
We don't need people throwing canned goods at my boy now.
I'll be holding that flag. They're gonna walk me out. I'm gonna salute the service, and I'm going right to Kirby Joseph. You know I picked you, right? Shout out to JG. I'm going right up to the people who matter. And
Make sure you go over to Brian Branch and let him know. Hey man, my wall said the NFL got it wrong, my baby. They got it wrong with you.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. We got look. If we don't have Glover Quinn on this channel, or we don't have Kirby Joseph, or we don't have, all the people that I grew up idolizing and that I grew up telling y'all, like, come on now. I got like 17 picks on this team. Come on now.
Oh yeah. The new blood need to show us love because we show the new blood love.
Right, because I was like Joshua Pascal. I said it right here. Joshua, you'll be a Detroit Lion. I said that. I'm gonna show them, bro. If they walk my way, I'm gonna take a picture with Campbell. Then Lions Nation Unite gonna be like, hey, we were interested in how'd you get that picture? Creating play. Like, comment, subscribe. Love y'all.
Season, homie. It's not about today. It's about the future. You do the work now, and all of the shit that you could ever want to do for your family, your kids, your loved ones, it's all going to be on a whole nother stratosphere. It's time to stay focused.
The spirit of Detroit